What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Paul. This is the Leeds Therapy. I do hope you are doing well. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. And I hope your weekend is going lovely so far. If you could make sure that you're subscribed, your notifications are turned on, that you are liking, that you are hyping the video, commenting, all of that good stuff just helps push the video out there. Thank you for the support on the videos as well, by the way. It is really been good to see. I've been going through a bit of a purple patch recently, and long may it continue. Also, if you're listening to the audio version of this, just make sure that you are liking it either on Spotify or on Apple Podcasts as well. Again, that would be greatly appreciated. So today's video is going to be talking about a certain Mr. John Stones and a link that came via the BBC yesterday in relation to apparently that we are linked with John Stones. Also Inter Milan are, and also Juventus are as well. But if the reports are to be believed, John Stones wants in and around 6 million a year, and he also wants a contract until 2029, I believe. So a 3-year deal plus one. I think it's something like a 3-year deal plus one. So we're looking at him wanting, what's that work out at? Around about 115, 116,000 a week. It would automatically take him to probably being the highest paid player at Leeds. And I don't know, it's one of them tenuous things, but it got me thinking. And rather than doing one of my kind of usual who is videos that I would normally do, there's still going to be the same imagery that I would normally put up, but I just wanted to do it in a different kind of style and look at it in a different kind of way and just kind of see how this works. So what we'll do is we'll jump into it like we normally would do, but just bear with me. I have to push buttons and stuff. So, I mean, we'll just jog straight into it. But please make sure, like I said, that you subscribed, you like and commenting, all of that good stuff. Again, greatly appreciated. Right, jump into it. So, let's play a little game. Imagine I told you England's most decorated centre-back of the last decade, a 5-time Premier League winner, a Champions League winner, one of Pep Guardiola's most trusted players, was once playing just down the road from Ellen Road. Not only that, Leeds United had every opportunity to sign him and didn't, because, of course, they didn't. This is the story of John Stones and the connection to Leeds United. John Stones was born in Barnsley in 1994. A Yorkshire lad, started his career at Barnsley FC, where he came through the academy as a technically gifted defender, calm on the ball, comfortable carrying possession. Even as a teenager, people could see he wasn't your traditional English centre-half. He made his first team debut at just 17. Only a handful of championship appearances later, Everton came calling. They paid around $3 million in 2013. It looked expensive at the time. It turned out to be one of the bargains of the decade. At Everton, he developed into one of the best young centre-back defenders in England before Manchester City spent £47.5 million to bring him to the Etihad in 2016. People questioned the fee. People questioned whether he defended well enough. Then Pep Guardiola turned him into arguably the perfect modern centre-back. 5 Premier League titles, a Champions League, a Club World Cup, multiple domestic cups, over 80 England caps, and in recent years, he's not even just a defender anymore. He's played centre-back, defensive midfield, hybrid midfield, sometimes all three in the same match. That's the player Leeds United never signed. Now, here's where things get interesting, because Leeds United absolutely knew who John Stones was. How could they not? Barnsley is barely 20 miles away. Back in 2012, Leeds were in the Championship. Barnsley were in the Championship. Every scout in Yorkshire knew about this composed teenager breaking into Barnsley's first team. According to reports over the years, Leeds had watched him. Several Championship clubs had. But there was one huge problem: money. Leeds weren't exactly swimming in cash. Transfer policies were all over the place. Managers came and went. Owners came and went. Recruitment, well, let's just say strategic wasn't the first word that came to mind. Everton moved quickly, paid the fee, saw the potential, and the rest is history. Now, here's the fun bit. Imagine John Stones arriving at Ellen Road in 2013 instead of Everton. Could Leeds have even developed him? That's a genuine question, because at Everton, he worked under Roberto Martinez, then Ronald Koeman, before eventually becoming exactly the kind of defender Pep Guardiola wanted. At Leeds, the club went through manager after manager. Brian McDermott, David Hockaday, Darko Milanic, Neil Redfern, Uwe Rosler, Steve Evans, Gary Monk, Thomas Christiansen, Paul Heckingbottom. It's enough to make your head spin. Could any of those environments have turned John Stones into the player he became? Maybe, maybe not. I'm leaning more towards not. Sometimes talent needs stability. Leeds had everything except stability. There's another layer to this story. John Stones is Yorkshire through and through, Barnsley born, Yorkshire raised, England international. If you're from this part of the country, there's always that little thought, what if? Imagine him walking out at Ellen Road. Imagine him becoming captain. Imagine him leading Leeds back to the Premier League years before Bielsa. Instead, Yorkshire watched one of its finest defenders lift trophy after trophy wearing blue, not white. Here's something else that gets Leeds fans thinking. Would Marcelo Bielsa have absolutely loved John Stones? Almost certainly. A centre-back, comfortable stepping into midfield, breaking lines with passes, confident under pressure. That's basically footballing poetry for Bielsa. You can almost picture it. Stones splitting the press, Calvin Phillips dropping deep, the fullbacks flying forward. It would have been ridiculous. Instead, Guardiola got him, not Marcelo Bielsa. The truth is, this wasn't one massive mistake. It was death by 1,000 cuts. Recruitment, ownership, finances, lack of planning. Leeds weren't in a position to gamble 3 million on potential. Everton were. Good clubs identify talent. Great clubs act quickly. Leeds spent years reacting instead of planning. John Stones became another name on a very long list. James Milner, Aaron Ramsdale. Players with Yorkshire connections who ended up thriving elsewhere. And here's the twist. The story might not actually be over. According to BBC Sport, Leeds United are among the clubs interested in John Stones this summer. It's one of those rumours that instantly gets supporters dreaming. The Yorkshire lad, coming home, finally wearing the white shirt that so many imagined years ago. But then reality kicks in, because this isn't the 18-year-old prospect from Barnsley anymore. This is John Stones, a player who's won virtually everything there is to win. And with that comes Premier League wages. Reports suggest Stones is looking for a salary worth more than $6 million a year, along with a minimum 3-year contract. When you do the maths, that's around 18 million in wages before you even start talking about bonuses, signing on fees, or agent costs. For a club that's worked so hard to become financially stable, that's an enormous commitment. So yes, Leeds are interested, and yes, he'd improve almost any team in the Premier League when fully fit. His experience, his leadership, his ability on the ball, they'd all be invaluable. But equally, Leeds feel like one of those transfers that's far easier to imagine than actually complete. Leeds' recruitment under the 49ers has been built around value. Players with resale potential, players entering their prime. John Stones doesn't really fit that profile. Could it happen? Football has taught us never to say never. But right now, it feels like a massive long shot. And maybe that's the real irony. 14 years ago, Leeds couldn't sign John Stones because they weren't in a position to compete. Today, they might not sign him because they are financially being smart enough not to overstretch themselves. One Yorkshire lad became a Champions League winner, one of England's finest defenders, and one of Leeds United's greatest what-ifs. But perhaps, just perhaps, the story hasn't quite finished yet. Hopefully you enjoyed that. I wanted to, like I said, I know I normally do the who is this or who is series, but I just wanted to do it a little bit differently and just do it a bit more like fan thingy red kind of thing. And I genuinely, I hope you've enjoyed it. I really, really do. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think about the potential of John Stones. I mean, it'd be nuts. It'd be absolutely nutty. But who would he replace? What would that mean for the formation? That would definitely mean that a defender would be going out the door, etc., so on and so forth. So important. Get in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think. Let me know your thoughts. And on top of that, as I've said, make sure you're subscribed. Make sure your notifications are turned on. Make sure you're commenting like I've just said, liking and hyping the video. And if you are listening to the audio of this, make sure you're liking it for me as well. And following us on Apple and on Spotify. That would be greatly appreciated. Right. I'm now going to go and probably go to the gym, actually, I think. I'm going to go to the gym and chill out. Take care of each other. Most importantly, please take care of yourself. Thank you so much for your time. I really do appreciate it. And we'll speak soon. Take care. Cheers.